understand what we're doing, we have a map of the entire Earth on our website with tree icons on different cities. So if you click on a tree icon, say in Montreal or Cleveland, Ohio, a photograph of somebody standing next to a newly planted tree will come up. And we've been giving trees away for about 5 years. It's not a hippie thing or an environmentalist thing. It's just that trees are interesting. Everyone should plant a tree once in their life. It's not about climate change or anything like that. It's just that it's interesting to plant a tree and then come back. I planted a tree when I was broke. I was living in an apartment in Midtown and making like shitty money. But I bought a tree for $7 and I planted it in the median between the sidewalk and the street. And then the band started touring more and more, and I moved to a different apartment or somewhere else and forgot about the tree, and happened to be walking in that neighborhood 10 years later, and saw a tree that was like 27 feet high that I had planted 10 years earlier, and had a good feeling about it. So you should have that feeling too. Whether you are a property owner or whether maybe you're a school teacher who has there's a playground that needs a tree, there's no shade in, you work for a powerful tech corporation that has a smoking area, but it's not in the shade and you need to plant a tree there, perhaps that's a good strategy for you. But don't try to get the tree unless you do have a strategy, unless you could commit to this tree for the next 20, 30, maybe 40 years, until you die even. And if you plant it in the backyard of your house and you sell the house, you need to get something in that sales agreement that says that you have visiting rights so that you can visit the tree and have your picture taken next to the tree every 10 years or so. So you can send those photographs to our website that we can post and watch you get older and fatter perhaps, but you're still going to send photographs. You're not going to be vain, and we can watch the tree get more powerful and you wither and die. So that's the idea. And the way we give the trees away is I'm going to ask just a simple, direct question, and only if you think you know the answer will you raise your hand, and only will you raise your hand quietly, because if everybody is shouting out correct and incorrect answers, it's just cacophony and it takes too long, and there are people in this audience that are already completely hostile and pissed off about this waste of valuable music time, and they will send emails to our management complaining about it. So let's hurry it up, and I'm going to call on the first person that can tell me what kind of tree this is, but without shouting out ideas, just to quietly. Ficus! You can wave your hand around violently. And but it has to be quiet. So, and I have to be fair about this. Let's see, you. It is not a ficus. So now it's that much easier to get this tree because you know it's not a ficus. Yes?
Is it an orange tree?
It is not an orange tree. I would have given it to you if you had you said the name that's right. So I call on two women, I need to call on two men, and I'm going to call on a man that's not so close, right there. A what? So one of the things I meant to say was, he said fake tree. That's an interesting guess, and it's sort of jokey, but the guy who's really pissed and who's going to write angry emails to our manager, it's just making it worse for that whole situation.
What tree is it, do you know?
Yes, sir. A fig tree. Good guess. It would work here in the greater Sacramento area, but it is not a fig tree. So look how easy this is getting. We know so many trees that it's not. Yes. And it's not an apple, so it's getting easier and easier.
I'm going to say avocado.
I
don't fucking know. Can't put it back.
I'm going to call somebody in the balcony. The guy that's going like this in the balcony. Everybody be quiet so we can hear him.
No.
It's not an almond tree, but that would be such a good choice for this area.
Cherry tree.
Yes, you just stood up and quietly raised your,
supposed to
your one hand,
scream.
your right hand. Yes, I see
Why
it.
can't people?
It is a cherry. Why don't you come on up here?